Mr Acting Speaker.
Oh, the member for Heffron won't let me down.
Heffron. Mr Acting Speaker, I'd like to bring to the attention of the House again my greatest concern with the government's proposal for the St Peters Road interchange as part of what it calls its WestConnex process or WestConnex proposal. I have repeatedly criticised the WestConnex proposal from the time it was first announced by Nick Greiner as Chairman of Infrastructure New South Wales and the former Premier Barry O'Farrell as far back as 2012. And I did so for a variety of reasons. Firstly, it was not part of any integrated solution, it was not planned, it was not designed and not costed, and it was held out as a proposal that was in effect to solve the congestion problems of the M5, Port Botany and Sydney Airport. Yet the road itself went nowhere near Port Botany and provided no access to Sydney Airport. But what made it even worse in my electorate was, although it was a line on a map, it was proposed to be an above-ground road taking in Tempe Reserve and Tempe wetlands. From the time it was announced, I was critical of that proposal and was vocal about it and made my views known repeatedly. Now, whilst I understood that the WestConnex label was part of some political narrative, my concern really was that the government was about to embark upon the largest road construction process that was not part of any integrated solution. But to make matters even worse, it was towards the end of the last year when the Prime Minister and the Premier announced a road interchange at St Peters, and which is the worst possible location for an interchange. The M5 East was originally designed to come out into Canal Road St Peters, and it was I who led the protest through the Southern Sydney Regional Organisation of Councils to get the then government of the day to see sense for it to at least come out at General Holmes Drive. I warn the government that this is a very serious error, an extremely serious error that will result in a catastrophe throughout the inner city areas. I'm not doing it for any other purpose other than to look at that particular solution. It will cause tens of thousands of vehicles into St Peters Tempe, into Mascot, onto Gardeners Road, into Kensington and into Kingsford, and destroy those communities because it is a landlocked location. Now, I have brought my attention, my views in meetings with the Minister for Roads and his senior officials, and in an effort to convince him to re-look at that particular part of the process. I know that the M5 East duplication needs to proceed. I've been told by former Ministers for Roads that the M5 duplication has been designed and costed with various funding models, although I do not believe a toll should be attached to it. That is a vital, important act that the government needs to engage upon to free up freight movements from Port Botany and to free up movement from Sydney Airport. But the St Peters interchange, which is some thought bubble that was created in the lead up to an election to try and link the M4 and M5 at that location and stick an interchange in the middle, is nothing short of a disaster. And it was also announced to take people's homes in Campbell Street and Campbell Road, and they themselves are in morbid fear of what may result. And I have seen the comments made by the Minister in response to comments made by the Greens Party and other protest groups in the inner city, calling them NIMBYs and calling them anti-road and things of that nature. Those comments really, I say to the Minister, are not helpful because they cover a genuine concern about this particular proposal. I will continue to have discussions with the Minister and his officials in an effort to try and get a common sense approach at this particular point in time. But I want to use the words of Sir Humphrey Appleby to Minister Hacker when I say to the government of the day, if you're going to do this damn silly thing, do not do it in this damn silly way.
Well, I thank the member for Heffron.